Hello everyone. Today we will learn about mitosis. We will also discuss about various phases of mitosis, that is karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Karyokinesis itself is divided into 4 phases. After those 4 phases we will discuss about cytokinesis. So let's begin with the phases of cell cycle. There are 2 phases of a cell cycle. Interphase, which is also called as non-dividing phase, and the M phase, that is the dividing phase in a cell cycle. We have already discussed about interphase in our previous lesson. Today we will be dealing with M phase. The cell, after completing all the preparations in the interphase that are necessary for division, it will now enter to the dividing phase, that is M phase. To begin with mitosis, let's first see what mitosis is. Mitosis is the cell division in which one parent cell divides into 2 identical daughter cells. There is going to be one parent cell and it is going to divide itself into 2 cells. It helps in the production of diploid cells for growth and development. Diploid cells, as we have discussed in our earlier class, are the set of chromosomes which are complete. So it helps in the production of diploid cells, that is for their growth and development. Mitosis is also called as equational division. Why? Because in mitosis, the same number of chromosome is maintained at each cell division. The number of chromosomes with which we begin our cell division is the number of chromosomes that we are going to get at the end of each cell division. Chromosomes, they get equally distributed in 2 daughter cells, which is why we are going to get this equal number in mitosis. Now let's begin with the phases of mitosis. Mitosis is divided into 2 phases, one of which is karyokinesis. Karyo, it means nucleus. So there are going to be some changes in the nucleus of the cell in karyokinesis. Karyokinesis has 4 phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. After telophase, the cell enters another phase of mitosis, that is cytokinesis. Cyto stands for cytoplasm and the changes that are going to be visible in cytoplasm is known as cytokinesis. This is a complete cell cycle. Here, the non-dividing and the dividing phases both are marked. Today, we will be dealing with the dividing phase, that is mitosis. As I just told you, mitosis itself has 2 parts: karyokinesis, which has prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. After telophase, the cell enters another phase of mitosis, which is cytokinesis. Now let's study about the very first phase of mitosis, that is karyokinesis. After interphase, the cell enters into karyokinesis. We know that in interphase the cell is going a lot of changes, it is doing a lot many preparation so that it has everything that is necessary for a cell division to occur. So all the changes, they are going to take place in interphase, and after successfully completing them, the cell is going to enter into karyokinesis. All the nuclear changes that occur during a cell division are grouped under karyokinesis. So the nuclear changes are nothing but actually the changes in the chromosomes. Karyokinesis is divided into 4 phases: prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. One by one we will be studying about each of them. The very first phase of karyokinesis is prophase. Pro, it means first. So after interphase, now that my chromosomes are there, my replicated chromosomes are there, the cell is going to enter into prophase. As you can see in this picture, the chromosomes have replicated themselves. Also, the centrosome is duplicated. In prophase, there are going to be some changes that are occurring in the position of centrosome and also in the nuclear membrane. So let's learn about all the changes that occurs in a prophase. In prophase, duplicated chromosomes have become short and thick. Also, they are now clearly visible in the nucleus. Each chromosome has two sister chromatids that remain attached with centromere. Sister chromatids are the chromatids of a same chromosome that are attached with a point known as centromere. Centrosome, if we talk about, is the structure from where the actual fibers are going to arise. So these centrosome which have now duplicated are going to divide into two, and each such divided part is called as a centriole. So each centriole is now going to move towards opposite poles of a nucleus. Fibers, they start to appear between centrioles. Fibers, they arise from the structure which is present in the centrioles, and they are also given the name as spindle fibers. The nuclear membrane and the nucleolus starts to disappear in prophase, and later on you will see that it has completely disappeared. Now here in this picture you can see there is a cell. Inside of the nucleus there are some chromosomes present, maybe 3 from mother and 3 from father. Also there is a structure which is present outside the nucleus which is centrosome. So in prophase what happens is the centrosome, it moves towards opposite poles as we just discussed. They are going to give rise to some fiber sort of structure that you can see here. Also the membrane is going to disappear. So these are some of the changes that occurs in the prophase stage of karyokinesis. After prophase, now the cell is ready to enter into its next phase, which is metaphase. In metaphase, there are going to be some changes occurring in the position of the chromosomes. So let's see what these changes are. In metaphase, each chromosome now gets attached to the fiber-like structures that came out of centrioles. These fibers are spindle fibers. Now the question is, from where these spindle fibers are attached to the chromosome. So the position of attachment is centromere. The duplicated chromosomes, they arrange themselves on the equatorial plane. As soon as the chromosomes are attached to the spindle fibers, they are going to arrange themselves in a line, in an equator, or we can say metaphase plate. That alignment is done in metaphase stage of karyokinesis. Here you can see in this picture that the nucleus and nucleolus have completely disappeared. Also, the centrioles have now moved towards opposite poles. Some fiber-like structures are coming from them which have joined to the chromosomes from a point known as centromere. In metaphase, what happens is the chromosomes, they align themselves towards a plane that is known as equatorial plane, or we can also say it as metaphase plate. So now you can see that all the chromosomes, they have aligned or arranged themselves in one line. This occurs in the metaphase phase of karyokinesis. The next phase after metaphase is anaphase. Ana means up or back. So in anaphase, we are going to see some more changes that are occurring in the presence and the location of chromosomes. How they are going to be present and where they are going to move. That's all we are going to see in this next phase. We now know that in metaphase, the chromosomes have arranged themselves in the equatorial plane. In anaphase, the centromere attaching the two chromatids splits. The point of attachment of two chromatids is going to break, is going to split into two. Now, the two sister chromatids also starts to separate and are drawn apart towards opposite poles. They are now being drawn or pulled apart towards the opposite poles of centrosome. This is done by shortening or contraction of spindle fibers. Now, how the pulling and drawing is done? It is done by contraction, or we can also say shortening of the fibers which arise from structures known as centrioles. In late anaphase, there is one peculiar thing that occurs in an animal cell, which is development of a furrow. A furrow sort of structure starts to appear in a cell membrane, which is typical of anaphase. Here in this picture you can see that the cell is still in the metaphase stage of karyokinesis. How can I say that this is metaphase? Because the chromosomes are still aligned or arranged towards the equatorial plane with the help of centrioles and spindle fibers. What happens in anaphase is something different. In anaphase, the centrioles with the help of spindle fibers are going to contract, are going to pull the two chromatids apart. As you can see here, the two chromatids are going to move toward opposite poles as the centrioles are. The last phase of karyokinesis is telophase. Telo, it means end. So it is the end phase of karyokinesis. Now, in anaphase, we just saw that the sister chromatids are going to move apart towards opposite poles. There are going to be some more changes occurring in the cell itself. Let's see what these are. In telophase, there are two sets of daughter chromosomes which have now reached to opposite poles. Spindle fibers which appeared in the anaphase stage have now disappeared. Chromatids, they thin out in the form of chromatin fibers. How this chromosome and chromatin fibers are forming, this we have discussed in our previous lessons. If you want to watch them, go click on the link given in the description box so that you will know that how these chromatids are actually getting thinned out in chromatin fibers. Next what happens is the cleavage furrow starts deepening. We saw that in animal cell there is a furrow. That furrow deepens and deepens more in telophase. But remember, still the cell is not separate. They are still attached. Last change which occurs in telophase is the nuclear membrane and the nucleoli, they starts to reappear, which disappeared in prophase, if you remember. You can see here that the sister chromatids which got separated in the anaphase stage of karyokinesis have now completely moved towards the opposite poles. The next step that happens is the nuclear membrane and the nucleoli are going to reappear. Also, you can see that there is a furrow which is deepening, and after telophase, my cell is now ready to enter to the next and the last phase of mitosis, which is cytokinesis. Cytokinesis is the last phase of cell cycle. In cytokinesis, there are going to be some changes that are occurring in the cytoplasm of the cell. What these changes are, let's see. We know that in telophase, there is a furrow that appears in the cell membrane. The furrow, it deepens further and finally In cytokinesis, it splits into two by division of cytoplasm. At the end of cytokinesis, we get two separate identical daughter cells. As you can see here, there is deepening of cell membrane. As this deepening proceeds further, the cytoplasm is going to divide into two, thus forming my two separate daughter cells. Each cell now has the chromatin fibers, the nucleus and other cell organelles. So these were all the two phases of mitosis that we just studied. Karyokinesis, which itself has four phases, and cytokinesis, that is the division of cytoplasm. Now let's see some important points to remember. Also, there are topic-wise worksheets available. Kindly leave a comment in the comment section if you wish to avail the same. In the next module, we will learn about mitosis in plant cells. Also, we'll be seeing the difference that is there in mitosis of an animal and a plant cell. So don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. Also hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you.